and we just do our thing as we always do. And I'm always glad when Friday comes around. Of course, I know you are too, because that marks another weekend upon us. That's coming up pretty soon. All right. So thank you for being along with us. My name is Frank Allan, and we are going to be with you for the next hour. As usual, we're here every Friday between the hours of 10 and 11 a.m. That's the coffee hour. But everything is Eastern here. So check your clocks at all times. Eastern, right here. And we got so much to talk about today. We're going to get right into the show. We've got Brian Camp coming up later on in the program, and he'll be with us. By the way, he's going to bring us the latest developments in today's world of sports, as he always does. So you stick around for that. That'll be happening pretty soon. And DJ Pete, still on staff with us. The only thing is that he's not going to be with us for a while. So he sent me information on his part of the 2020 feature at 20 to the hour. Brian 20 after the hour, and DJ Pete 20 to the hour. So we'll be looking forward to that, and I'll be doing the honors of doing Pete's job. So I'm doing double duty here. Whatever. Well, we want to keep the show rolling anyway. Anyway, as always, we raise our glasses, our cups, and we salute you, because what would the coffee hour be without coffee? Salute, Giantani. Oh boy. I don't know who made that coffee, but whoever it is, I'm going to put them on the contract. It's delicious. It really is. Thank you for being along with us. And we want to say hello to all of our people out in Facebook. You've been with us for quite a while. Facebook, all of you guys at Facebook watching us, and all of you guys on YouTube who are watching us. We thank you for being along with us. So as you come in, we are going to talk a little bit. If you have anything to say, of course, we'll be happy to indulge you, because I'll see you on the big screen right there, and we'll be able to talk and all of that. So right now, I want to take time to give that hearty hand clap, as we always do. We want to do that, give that hearty hand clap and say hello, 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 and greet all of our friends. Those are the people that work in the hospitals, the doctors and the nurses and all other personnel who's been around with us all the time since we've been in this pandemic, and we're still in the pandemic. It doesn't lighten up just yet, but we're kind of getting there, and we're looking forward to a lot of things this summer, as predicted anyway by the scientists. So we look forward to doing that. But as we give that hand clap to each and every one of you people who work, and of course, we also want to say hello to the first responders, like the police officers and the firefighters who've also pitched in, lend a hand, and of course, you as people together as we fight this pandemic, and we do it by wearing our mask and all other PPEs to protect ourselves and people around us, your loved ones, and all people around us. Because as you pass down the street, you wear your mask, and you're protecting each other as you protect yourself as well. So we want to just say hello to all you guys out there. And we speak about that because we also like to tell you that if you look up, all of you who are watching here on Facebook, look up there in our cover, what we do there, where we have all of the information up there in our area. Or if it's over here, you're watching, depending on how you're watching the show. It could be over here, it could be over there, it could be down there, it could be anywhere. Anyway, that information in our subject area, you will see, as all the information is provided for you, you'll see that we have the COVID-19 test, and there is a hotline number. Now, it's in that area, you'll see in that area where I have the name of the show and today's date, and underneath my information, such as my email address and my telephone number, which, by the way, you are always welcome to use at any time to get in touch with me if you want to say hello or have some suggestions and ideas about the show. That's always available. But right now, we're talking about COVID-19 test, and you can see it right there underneath that. And underneath that, there's a telephone number that you ought to know. You see it. It's right there. But I'll repeat it for you. The telephone number is 718-638-7682. Now, that number, of course, as I say each week, will be provided for you, even if you're not watching the show in real time. Some people don't get to watch the show in real time, and others do. But the ones who don't, it will still be there when we rerun the program, when the program is on rerun. You can check it out then. And that number, by the way, will get you in touch with people who have answers to your questions about COVID-19, which we learn every day about. It's like a hotline, and you'll talk to a real human being if you desire to do so, and they'll tell you about that. It also gives you a roadmap on where to go to get the test. If you don't know an area where to get the COVID-19 test, you can go there and they can give you information. Now, that's a local New York number, but it gives you a roadmap. And I'm pretty sure wherever you are around the country, around the world, you have your own local number that will get you in touch with people who know all about that. And people get you in touch with people to get the test. And they'll tell you. All you have to do is just let them know where you are, your locations, wherever you are, and they can tell you directly where it is nearest you. And in Brooklyn, Bronx and Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, in other words, New York, all of that's combined, New York City combined, we have a number called 311. And that's a New York City number. Anybody could use it, even if you're a tourist, you're coming in, because it tells you a lot of things about New York that you may want to know. Let's say, for instance, if you're visiting New York, you can get information on, what's happening around the city, or different kind of restaurants, information, travel information on where to get to and fro. It gives you information if you need help with, let's say, for instance, if there's a pothole in the street, and of course you want to get that fixed, they may not know about it, so you have to call them and say, hey, there's a pothole in the street and we wish someone come around right away to repair it, and they'll do that. Also, that number can use to get information about COVID. Ask about that. Where are the locations nearest you to get the test and vaccination, as Brian just stated right there. He talks about the vaccination, and Brian is here. He talks about vaccination. Thanks a lot, Brian, for that. And where to go to get that. Because if you're in New York City, as I said, it's broken down to 5 boroughs. You don't have to leave your borough to go get vaccinated or to get the COVID-19 test. You don't have to do that. All you have to do is call up and find out where it's nearest you. It could be walking distance. It could be right around the corner. There's a center everywhere. And if you're taking your vaccination, you could take it from your doctor, your pharmacist, or any kind of station that has it available to you. Please take it. Now, we know all the vaccines. We have 3 now. Johnson & Johnson came back, They were on pause before, but now they're back. And so now you have 3 to choose from. You have the Pfizer, you have the Moderna, and you have Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson only requires 1 shot, and you'll be available to get that if you have that. It's nearest you. If you're taking Pfizer and Moderna, you require 2 vaccines, 2 shots. I understand Brian is getting his 2nd shot tomorrow. Is that correct, Brian? Tomorrow, the 1st, you're getting your 2nd shot, you and your wife, and he's going to tell us more about that when he comes on 2020 feature in just a few minutes doing sports update. He'll tell us more about that. And so, you have all of those. Now, whatever's available to you, take it. Whatever's available, it's all effective. It all will do you good. I had a friend of mine that lives like the next building from where I live. He told me him and his son took the vaccination, and his son just took his that day that I saw them, and they're all set and ready to go. They take that 1 shot. They wanted to do Johnson & Johnson, so they found a place where they get Johnson & Johnson. They wanted to take Johnson & Johnson because they only wanted 1 shot, which is okay. And again, if you're using the 2 shot, if you're using whatever shots you're using, let's say, for instance, if you're using Pfizer or if you're using Moderna, make sure that the 2nd dose is the same of what you did the 1st. So let's say, for instance, if you take Pfizer, you administer Pfizer, make sure when you go back the 2nd time, it's Pfizer again. All right, that's what you're looking for. Or if it's Moderna twice. That's all it takes. But I encourage everyone to go get their shots. I encourage everyone to do that because it's very important. It's very important to me, and it should be to you, because we want to keep everybody healthy. But even after you take the shots, please remember to wear your mask. Now, they say that when you take your shot, and if you're fully vaccinated, they say now you can mingle with other people who are fully vaccinated, and you can go without a mask. But not in a big crowd now, not in a big, smaller crowd. If you're dining, you can go doing outdoor dining. You don't have to wear a mask. So we're kind of getting there. Everything is starting to take shape. And I just learned just yesterday, as a matter of fact, here in New York City, they're going to open up 100%. They're going to go back to normal, and the target date is July 1st. Right, just in time for summer, right? July 1st, we heard our mayor mentioned that yesterday. July 1st, they are expecting to go in full swing. So everything will be open, the bars, the restaurants, all of those places that you like. And again, do everything with caution. I don't know how they're going to do it. Now, the governor of New York City says, hey, maybe we can do it even earlier than that. We're going to have to keep our eyes open for that. There are some people who are fully open right now. Some schools are open and full time, but please remember, whatever you do, continue to follow precaution. It's not like a light switch. You turn it on, you turn it off. What you're going to have to do is just take it easy, little by little, little by little. You don't want to come out swinging, the first day. And just because they said here in New York that they're going to open it July 1st, well, me personally, I'm going to do it little by little, and then we'll see what happens. But it's good to know we're coming around, and we can come around even quicker, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm talking to the people who are still on the fence about it, waiting, deciding whether or not they should take the shot. Now, you know where I stand already on that. I think you should take the shot. But there are some people who refused at this particular time to do it. Whether they'll do it later or not, I don't know. Some people may not do it at all. But you got to realize that when you do it, we can get rid of this quickly. Quickly. This is our protection. Quickly. There's not going to be any harm to you. I mean, I'm still here. Brian is still here. People all over the world who have taken this shot, and they're feeling good about it, and everything is fine. So please, I urge you, take those shots, no matter what it is. Moderna, it could be Pfizer or it could be Johnson & Johnson. Take the shot. It's worth it. It's now 20, exactly, 16, 7, 12 minutes, 13 minutes past the hour. 13 minutes past the hour. That's what it is right now. And of course, we thank you for being along here on the coffee hour. If you're just joining us for the very first time, please do not make it your last time. Come back again and again. We really appreciate it. Now, for those of you, I talked about the COVID thing. For those of you, I forgot to mention, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, the information I just relayed to you is in the chat area. Look up in the chat area at the very top. It's right there. And it's right there at the very last. It says COVID-19 test and has a telephone number. So make sure that you keep that number handy wherever you go. Wherever you are, you can keep it in your cell phone. Everything is in the cell phone now. It's just like a book that you can't lose, and everything is right in it. A novel. It's right there. So we're looking forward to everything. I want to say hi to all of you people who are coming in. Say hello to all of the people. I already said hello to Brian. He'll be here in just a few seconds from now with sports update. He has a few things to talk about in sports. And of course, he's also on our radio show, Talk Back Live, every Thursday doing sports. But now, today we are. And as I said, DJ Pete gave us forward some information on his feature. He's not with us today, but we'll cover 2020 feature for him, his part of the 2020 feature, 20 to the hour, of all of those marvelous people who celebrate birthdays and all kinds of entertainment. He forwarded me the information, so I will be covering that for him, and hopefully he'll get back pretty soon. Yeah, every once in a while he'll drop in. We want to just keep him here, and he's got things now lined up for him, and I think that's more important. And I encourage him. I keep encouraging him to do the things that he's able to do. So thank you for that, and we'll talk about that later. Also down the show, we're going to give you our weather forecast not too far away in the show. We'll also talk about a few things. weather forecast will be coming up. The other thing I want to talk about is that I want to talk about some of the things that are happening over the past couple of weeks with all of the chaos that's been going on here. I want to talk about that speech that the president did the other night. I thought it was a good one, but we'll talk more about that, and we'll see what happened. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we go along, ladies and gentlemen, let's take another swig, all right? Salute, Giandani. I got iced coffee today. It's iced coffee today because it's a little warm in New York. Nice and cold and delicious. Look at the frost on there. See how frosty it is? Look at that. It's delicious. It's great. We are going to give you our weather forecast. Maybe should we do that right now? Nah, we'll wait on that. We'll do that weather forecast in just a few minutes, and then of course we'll talk about other things. I want to say hello to all of the people who are coming in right now. Some of you, I see you there. You don't want to say anything, but that's okay. You don't have to say anything as long as you're there, keeping us company. Now, every Friday, of course, we're here, and the coffee hour, sometimes you get your coffee hour at work, right? It's for about, what, 15 minutes or so? Is it 15 minutes or so? I don't know. But you could spend your whole coffee hour with us and take that coffee hour and spend it at your desk. And then when it's time to break for your coffee hour, you're still at your desk, at your computer, and you can still watch the show. And I know you're good at it by multitasking. You can do that, right? We hope so. And so you can stay with us. But whatever time that you spend with us, it doesn't matter. Whatever time that you can spare with us, it'll be great. And of course, we'll love to have you aboard. You know what? I'm going to do that weather forecast right now while Brian comes in. Right now, we've got a mix of clouds and sun with gusty winds because we have 64 degrees right now. That's what we have at the moment. And today's weather forecast is a mix of clouds and sun with gusty winds developing in the afternoon. We'll have a high 68 degrees. Winds will be occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. For tonight, it's going to be partly cloudy, low 42 degrees. Winds will be west-northwest at 15 to 25 miles per hour. And winds will climb, you better hold on to your hats, your wigs, and your toupees because winds could occasionally gust over 40 miles per hour. So watch that. For tomorrow, Saturday, we're going to have sunshine and some clouds. We'll have a high 66 degrees. Winds will be northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. I see no rain in the forecast, which is good. Saturday night, mostly cloudy skies, low near 55 degrees, and winds will be southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we wrap up our weekend for Sunday, we've got mainly cloudy skies. We'll have a high around 78 degrees. Winds will be west-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. And as we repeat our forecast here in New York City, again, we have 64 degrees and it's climbing. So that's what we have on here right now. I'm still waiting for Brian to come in. Maybe he got lost somewhere in the sauce. He was just here. But I'm waiting for him to come in on the phone because we're overdue with our sports. And we want to make sure we get that going. Maybe he's still prepping. I don't know. But we'll keep you entertained until he gets here. Then again, I want to talk about, as we, in the program, we talked about last night on the show, and we were talking about, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it after we get off, because now Brian is here. He finally made it here on our show. And he's got the latest developments in today's world of sports update from Charlotte, North Carolina. How's it going? I thought you fell in the toilet or something.
No, it's 10:20 now. I come on to the 2020.
Oh, you know something? That's right. You know what? I'm thinking about last night. Because you It's my fault. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Everything is good. It's very nice out here. 70 degrees out here in Charlotte, North Carolina, with sunny skies. It's going up to the high of 81 degrees. So it's pretty good, decent weather. Got a nice breeze, and just relaxing and ready to give you some sports. There's not that much to report because the thing that's realized this last night after I spoke to you. I think what they do is they watch the calendar in every of all the four major sports in North America, which is the NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NHL, which is the hockey. I think whenever you have a main event like the NFL draft, they don't want to put other major games or a lot of games up against one another. It's all about the ratings. They don't want to go against ESPN and ABC by putting a big old important TNT game against ESPN. So what they do is they don't want to. I guess it deals with money. You would know more about this than I would, but I noticed that whenever you have like for example, you have a Super Bowl, you think they're going to put a major TV show against the Super Bowl or the NBA Finals or the World Series. Whoever has the main event or the main game or whatever it is, the main venue, they're going to make sure that they do not go against that particular show. So, as of last night, the NFL draft, the 2021 NFL draft started last night. And it's going to be from the 29th, which was last night, to tomorrow, May 1st. Or last night was only the first round. Today is going to be rounds 2 and 3, and then tomorrow is going to be for the rest of the rounds as far as they could go. So that's why. It's really nothing to report just except for the New York Yankees lost to the Baltimore Orioles last night in 10 innings, and they're now officially tied for last place in their division. So, your beloved New York Yankees lose in 10 innings, 4-3 to the Baltimore Orioles, and now they're tied for last place. But the good news is the season is still early, and we still got a lot to, a long way to go. Also, in Major League Baseball, says 70% of players, on-field staff, and support personnel have been fully vaccinated for the coronavirus. The commissioner, Rob Manfred, referred to all individuals as Tier 1, which includes on-field personnel, coaches, and athletic trainers, plus essential personnel such as translators and media and travel staff were able to get the shot. So Major League Baseball is following suit. Pretty sure all the other sports around the world, especially in North America, are following suit too. We just don't have their numbers yet. So in boxing, Evander Holyfield, the Hall of Fame heavyweight and former champion, has been retired since 2011. Will return to the ring on June 5th in an 8-round exhibition match against Kevin McBride at Marlins Park, Miami, Florida. The event will be streamed on Triller. And Holyfield, who is 58, is hoping to secure a victory and maybe fight Mike Tyson later on in the very near future. Now, Kevin McBride, who is 47, is best known for his 2005 knockout win over Mike Tyson, a loss that sent Iron Mike Tyson into retirement. But that was a Mike Tyson who was on the downward side of his boxing career. Got some more boxing. 5-time world champion Floyd Mayweather, who is undefeated in his career, will return to the ring to fight a YouTube sensational turned boxer, Logan Paul, at Rock Stadium in Miami on June 6th on Showtime pay-per-view. So he's coming out of retirement. We don't know how much he's going to get, but if you could make $15 million just for the fight a YouTube star who's not really into boxing, who's not really a professional boxer, why not make it? Will it do something for Mayweather's career? Probably not. He's getting paid. That's the bottom line. Also, former NBA champion and player Lamar Odom, who is famous for his marriage to former wife Khloe Kardashian, who will step in the boxing ring to fight Aaron Carter in a 3-round celebrity boxing match at the Showboat Casino in Atlantic City on June 12th. A lot of boxing going on in June. got June 5th, June 6th, June 12th. Odom has been training since he signed the deal in January. Now, Lamar Odom is 41 years old and Aaron Carter is 33, but Lamar Odom has a advantage with his height. He's 6'10". I don't know how tall or short you're going to call Aaron Carter, but I don't know what his height is. But you got to understand that Lamar Odom had always trained in boxing when he was playing for the LA Lakers. So, that was part of his training to get into shape. So he's ready to go. And like I said, he's ready to go. He's going to be, again, in Atlantic City. You can see that on pay-per-view. And Mike Tyson told TMZ, it was a video clip that I saw, that he will fight Lennox Lewis, who's either two former champions, or sometime in September in 2021, but nothing was confirmed. We don't know what's going to happen if they will fight. We do know that Lennox Lewis was talking about if it's right, if it's meant to happen, it will happen. But what he's trying to say, if the money's right to come back to fight, why not? I mean, sure, I would come back. I would go step in the ring and make a couple of million here and there, and just to give them a good show and everything. But this is all about fighters who pass well past their prime in retirement. Just want to turn back the clock and have some fun and get paid for it. So there you have it.
Yeah, and speaking of Lamar Odom, we talked about it last night on the radio. He just lost his father almost 2 weeks ago.
Yes, somebody that you knew growing up, Lamar Odom's father had passed away not too long ago, and our prayers and condolences to the Odom family. And Lamar Odom was born and raised in New York, in the borough of Queens. So Lamar Odom, like I just read, was once married to Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah.
The Kardashians, if you follow them, they have a history of marrying athletes, and yes, prayers to him and to the rest of the family.
Okay, now my Yankees, they're going to come back. I'm going to predict that. I think they're going to come back. They're not doing so well right now, and I stay with them down and out, for better or worse. And because I remember in previous years, the Yankees had bad years, and I stayed with them because I'm a Yankee guy since 14 years old. So that's a true Yankee.
I agree with you. The Yankees are going to come back. That division is not as strong. I mean, their main rival, the Boston Red Sox, are in first place. So the Yankees have a lot of talent on their team right now. Right now, they just, the season is still early, but they have to start making waves and get back into this race. I know my San Francisco Giants are in first place in the National League West. But, season's still early. The LA Dodgers are the heavy favorites, and the San Diego Padres, also in that division, are the two top teams in the National League. So we got to keep a close eye out on all of baseball. Someone has not reached here yet, so it's going to get heated up.
Yeah. Well, listen, good luck to you tomorrow, because you're getting your second vaccine tomorrow, right? That's going to make sure that you'll be officially fully vaccinated, you and your wife.
Yes, tomorrow I'm going to the Bank American Stadium with me and my wife. We're going to get our second shot. We're going to be fully vaccinated, but we still will wear our masks.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees. Only the experts, this is what according to the experts, says that with the shot, with the vaccination shot, there would be very low risk of you going into be hospitalized.
Yeah.
So, I'm still going to wear, we're still going to wear our masks. We're still going to be using our sanitizers.
Yeah.
And we haven't flown yet on the airplane, but even with we're going to still act like that there's a serious pandemic, which there is. There's a lot of people still not taking a shot for other reasons.
I haven't even jumped on the bus in a year. I did everything I did was walking. I never even jumped on a bus.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. The subways and the buses, there's a large mass of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, we all got to be careful and just follow instructions. I don't understand. We as Americans sometimes don't want to follow instructions.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to the experts.
Yeah.
That's why they call experts. Follow the instructions. They may not know everything, but they know more than what we do know.
Yeah.
And we're not in that field, so sometimes you gotta trust. I mean, it's like, for example, I know some people have their own religious beliefs and their own personal beliefs, but if you don't take your blood pressure pills because you feel that you don't want to,
yeah,
and you're not listening to your doctor, then now you become high risk.
Yeah.
And I think doctors and nurses and experts have been put on earth for a reason. I don't want to, for religious reasons, we'll leave that for another time, another day, but there's a reason why they're here. So.
Yeah. One more point I mentioned, I don't know if you heard it or not, but come July 1st, our mayor is expecting to open up fully. All right. Now, me personally, I'm gonna take it simple. I'm not gonna jump in the pool just that quick. I'm just gonna dangle my feet in the water. And I urge everybody to do that. What about your time? Would you still restricted in certain areas, or what in your town?
Say that again.
Are you still restricted in some areas in your town, or are you open up fully?
In North Carolina, well, we know that the country of India is suffering really bad. They have their numbers have gone. A lot of people are dying. A lot of people have been affected. A lot of people are on ventilators and can't breathe. I've saw on the news this week that they are begging for help and for aid and everything. So let's not forget our brothers and sisters from the country of India, where they need our help. They may not have the medical equipment like we have here in other parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But here in Charlotte, the numbers are steadily going down, is decreasing. But you still got some people that they may be vaccinated, but they feel like they could walk freely without using a mask. And I'm going to keep my mask on, but my heart right now goes out to areas of this country who still affected, and area and in the country of India.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, Brian. We'll catch you back here next week.
All right. Take care now.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye.
Okay. That was Brian Camp, as he's with us every week at this time with the latest developments in today's world of sports. He just wrapped up his part of the 2020 feature. Coming up 20 to the hour, we're going to have the DJ Pete portion of the show. DJ Pete will not be here, but I will give you the information that he had forwarded to me early in the week to cover him, because we want to keep him going. He's got other things going right now, and I encourage him to do what he's doing. But when he can come back, he'll come back. But in the meantime, we'll keep his portion of the 2020 feature open. And he's going, every week that he's not here, he's going to send information, and we'll, of course, relay that. If you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. My name is Frank Allan. We're here every Friday. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining us for the very first time, please don't make it your last time. Make us your weekly habit as you come in and have coffee and then just enjoy. Salute. Iced coffee is good every once in a while, especially when the weather starts to get warmer. Now the weather is getting warmer. And they say even though if the weather is warm and you're feeling hot, they say that cold drinks, and it makes a lot of sense though. They say cold drinks tend to make you even warmer than what you are, right? And the reason for that is, it's psychological. It could be psychological that we drink a cold drink and we're so cool and everything is nice. and we take that cold glass of soda or a bottle of water or whatever it is and rub it on your forehead, and that makes you cool. In reality, when you have a chill on your skin, if you drink something cold, it tends to close your pores up, you see? And so that doesn't let all of the cool air, circulate into your body. As opposed to drinking hot beverages, when you drink hot beverages, it opens up the pores. And then all of the air seeps into your body. Hey, listen, it's psychological. I'm cool listen to me, when I drink something cold, it's cool and I feel great about it. Maybe it's psychological, but that's what they say in real life. It's the other way around. But listen, I'll continue to drink my cold iced coffee. I want to say hello to all of you guys who are just busted in here. I hate to say it that way, but you just came in. Thank you so much for being along with us. And of course, if you have any comments, suggestions, and ideas, you could say whatever you want. I'll see you right there on the big screen, and we'll talk more about it. I don't know if you had a chance to check out my podcast. My podcast is called The Blue Cafe. The Blue Cafe is there, and I get on that show to talk to people of newsmakers and people of notoriety, like entertainers and sports people, or whatever. We keep that open for all of those. And you can check it out by going on to that website. And to do that, if you're watching on Facebook, go up there to the subject area at the very bottom. You see there, it says The Blue Cafe, and then it has the direct link. It takes you right to the website. If you're watching us on YouTube, all that information is right there in the chat area. Down to the bottom, you see it says Blue Cafe, and the link takes you right there. And we invite you to do it. I encourage you to do it and listen to the interviews we have available. I've got an interview that I've done with Bobby Rydell. I've done one with Jimmy Clanton, and I've done one with Bobby Wilson. And those three individuals are in the singing field. They're in the singing field. Jimmy Clanton, of course, these guys are legends, right? Jimmy Clanton goes back in the old days. If you're old enough to remember him, he goes back to the 50s. As Bobby Rydell, he was a big idol in the 60s. And you got those two individuals. And you got Bobby Wilson, who's the son of Jackie Wilson. And he keeps his music, his father's music alive, as, of course, he does his own material as well. But I have those three interviews there. Go there, click onto the link, and it'll take you right there. You can do it over the weekend, but do it after this show. All right, don't do it right now. Do it after the show. But it will always be there, even when this show is run back. When we rerun the show, it's right there as well. All the information is right there. So I encourage you to do that. I said on the show last night, the radio show last night, and I'll have to say it again. It seems to me that each week, when I get off this air, I cringe, because whenever I get off the air, I quickly go to the news, check out the news, check out what's happening on CNN, finding out what's going on. And there's always something going on. All right. Now, all of you know that we just got over the case of the Derek Chauvin case, right? We just got over that. Of course, all of you know at this particular time that he was convicted. And in about 7 weeks or so, he's going to be, 7 weeks or so, they're going to have, they did the verdict, but 7 weeks from now, they're going to have not the trial, because the trial was already there, but they're going to have a sentence for him. And the maximum sentence right now, not that he's going to get it, but the maximum sentence right now is 40 years, which the family is calling for. And they want to make sure that happens. 40 years, that's going to be the sentence. So we got over that hump, right? So he's in jail now, serving his time. We got over that hump. And now after that, of course, last week or so, they already buried Dante Wright, who was shot by police officers as well. They buried him. The shooting was ridiculous. And what over a license plate an expired license plate, air freshener on the rearview mirror. You lose your life over that. Anyway, they put him away last week. Then you had the shooting of the 16-year-old girl, who I saw that video too. It was an interesting video because the 16-year-old girl was wielding a knife, you know, and almost got ready to stab the other girl she got into a fight with when the police showed up. And she pulled a knife on the girl. And I think if the police officer didn't take her down, then she probably would have stabbed the girl. So I'm not sure. That's a hard thing. That's a hard one. They're gonna have to look into that further. That's a hard one because, you know, he couldn't use a stun gun. He was too far away to use a stun gun, right? So the next best thing was his actual pistol. And again, if he didn't shoot that girl, I think the other girl would have got stabbed because that's what she was going at. She was going at that other girl. She was only 16 years old. Right or wrong, you know, she's 16 years old and she's now no longer with us. You know, so we had that shooting. Then we had another shooting, a shooting of Andrew Brown Jr. Remember that? The shooting. And there's a videotape that the police officers or the police department refused to show the family and the public, you know, which I think they have every right to see, you know, what's going on. Why would they hide anything? I don't know. You know, are they hiding anything? I don't know. All I know, so we have all of these things going around us. So that's the latest right there. So I kind of cringe when I get off the air to find out later, you know, something is going on. You know, there's always something going on. So I'm cringing right now because once the microphones here are cut off, the camera's cut off, you know, I'm back there in the green room, turning on the TV and watching all of these things. So I just hope that when I come back here next week, I don't have to report anything like that, you know. And I'm just hoping that the things just calm down a little bit. That's what we need, calm. I saw the president's speech, which I thought it was an effective speech, a constructive speech, you know, whether you agree with me or not. I like some of the things that he's proposing to do. You know, he wants to put the country back on track. And I think that if all of us, Republicans, Democrats, whatever you are, or even if you're independent, you know, whatever you are, I think that all of us should get together and band as a country. Because if you have the Democrats on one side, the Republicans on the other side, which they did, by the way, when Joe Biden was making his speech, you know, you had the Democrats on one side, the Republicans on the other side. Whenever there was applause, standing ovation for him, not all of them, but some of the Republicans were just sitting back. You know, no feeling, no nothing. That saddens me because if you're going to tell me you're an American and you don't want to work on a bipartisan way, you don't want to work in a bipartisan way, then that's not helping out, you know. And then we had the rebuttal of Tim Scott, Representative Tim Scott of, is he from Georgia? Was he from Georgia? I don't know. Help me out with that. Can't remember offhand. Tim Scott was the Republican. He did the rebuttal, and some of the things that came out of his mouth was like, huh? What are you talking about? You know, accused Joe Biden of dividing the country. Someone have to explain that to me. Tell me, and I'll be able to listen to you. If you're out there, you want to talk, tell me why you think that he is the part of the reasons why this country is divided right now at this particular moment. And why do you think, why are we blaming each other for the division of the country when, hey, this happened, what? The last administration, all right? Let's just call it out there, last administration. And I just concern myself with that because I want to get to the point, and I want to work, me personally, can't speak for everyone else, but I personally would like to work with Republicans, Democrats, independents, or whatever you affiliated with, and you're you're with this country. You're a citizen of this country. I want all of us to work together, and we should. We should, because if we don't work together as a country, then what's going to happen? You can't say, well, we're the greatest country in the world. In order for you to be the greatest country in the world, you have to work together as a country, right? As a people. Democrats, Republicans, independents, all of it. And I remember the day when they didn't have the independent party. It was just Democrats and Republicans, because back in those days, they didn't. They only had two parties. Now, of course, they butted heads back then, but at the end of the day, they came together as a country. Whoever became president, you had Eisenhower, who's a Republican, JFK, who was a Democrat. You had all these people, They all, no matter who was in that White House, Republican or Democrat, Republicans and Democrats got together, even if they disagreed on certain things, and they became a country. Why can't that happen? Today, it's not about the country anymore. Today, it's about party. If you're a Democrat, stay a Democrat. If you're a Republican, stay away from the Democrats. Stay away from the Republicans. The left is doing this. The right is doing that. We're blaming each other. Why? I don't know. Again, let's look at what we're having now. Let's leave everything back behind, and we should. Whatever happened previously happened. There's nothing you could do about that now. What we have to do now is focus ahead. Look ahead. Look ahead. All right? Because if we concentrate on what happened you look back in the rearview mirror, and we go back there, and you reverse your car and you go back there, then you're only picking up what you dumped off in the street in the minute. You dumped the garbage out, and you don't take garbage out. You don't dump it on the street and then come back and pick it up. As you saw in that commercial, remember the guy had his money, his paper money, he was throwing it out the window. He says, oh, that's littering. He backs his car up and brings it back in. No, you don't do that. So you look forward, look ahead. Because a lot of the other countries, they look at us and they say, can't blame them. Hey, this is my good friend out there, Thor. Thor, I've known for many years. Thor and I go back many years. Good to see you, Thor. Thor is out of Iceland. It's my friend out of Iceland. He's out there right now. Good to see you again, Thor. And when are you going to come back to the United States? We enjoy having you here. It was great. And Thor and I, we shared a lot of good times together. Him and I, good friends. And Brian says politics have destroyed friendships, and they have. Because listen, you know something? I'm friends with Republicans and Democrats, at least back then. Now, today, just because I tell you, well, something, I'm going to call you out. If you're a Republican and you get out of line, I'm going to call you out. If you're a Democrat and you get out of line, I'm going to call you out. If you're independent and you get out of line, I'm going to call you out. That doesn't mean we can't be friends, right? I had a lot of people, I'm sure you have, Brian, because you and I had discussed this once before. I've had friends who are on the other side of the aisle, and no longer do they talk to me, just because my political beliefs are opposite theirs. That doesn't mean I hate you. We just have different beliefs. It's just like you can't stone me because I'm a different religion from yours, because yours may be the religion that you like. It doesn't make you right. My religion doesn't make me right. And that's why we have religion, because people want to try to get as right as rain as much as they can, because none of us are perfect. But we have, I used to talk to a lot of people who shared different politics than I did. And when we maybe discuss things and we on opposite ends, they no longer talk to me. I used to have people call me up all the time, just for chatting. Haven't heard from those people in a long time, and that's your problem. I'll still talk. If you call me now, I'll talk to you, but But keep in mind that if I talk to you, I'm going to tell you truth. I'm going to tell you my truth. You're going to tell me what you think your truth is, and I'll tell you what I think my truth. I should say it that way. What I think and what you think. All right, and I'm going to talk to you about it. And if we don't agree on it, we just don't agree. But that shouldn't stop you from saying, okay, look, okay, we agree on this. That's all. Let's end it now. Sit back. Let's go to the bar, have a couple of beers. I used to do that. I used to do that with guys. With some guys, I can do that now, right? Some guys and some women, I can do that now. We'll sit down at a restaurant, have a couple of drinks, maybe have something to eat, and we discuss politics and the views are different on all sides. It's different, you know. Sometimes some of us will agree on something, and then some of us don't. And after the conversation is over, call the waiter. Hey, waiter, waitress, a few more wings over here, and another pitcher of beer. I think that would be nice to do that again, but no, they won't do it. As a matter of fact, sometimes I concern myself if I come out differently from them, they may poison my beer. I don't know. I'm just thinking crazy right now. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that we're overdue. We're overdue. The 2020 feature with DJ Pete, we're overdue. We're going to get that off right now. I'm just babbling. I'm sorry, Pete. I apologize for that if you're watching. Okay, here's what we got. On our 2020 feature, we talk about Ella Fitzgerald right now. Ella Fitzgerald was born on this day she was born April 25th, 1917. So she just celebrated a birthday. Ella Fitzgerald, I call her the queen of scat. And, you know, something, as far as I'm concerned, I always thought that Ella Fitzgerald was underrated with her talent because she was known for her phrasing, but no one would ever say too much about her phrasing. But she had great phrasing in her music. So, and I'm not saying that she's a forgotten woman. You know, she is the best. She is one of the best. Ella Fitzgerald was one of the best. Dwayne Eddy was born on this day. All right. April 26, 1938. He was born April 26, 1938. Dwayne Eddy, you remember him? If you oldie lovers, you know, he did that song 40 Miles of Bad Road and all. So he played his guitar. He even became an actor in his own right. Dwayne Eddy. Ella Maxine Brown, who we know as Maxine Brown, just plain Maxine Brown. She was born April 27th, 1931. Maxine Brown was famous for her R&B songs back in the 50s and 60s. And Margaret, who's just celebrated a birthday 2 days ago, April 28th. Anne Margaret Olsen is her real name, but she just used the name Anne Margaret, one of the sexiest bombshells in show business back then. She just celebrated her birthday 2 days ago. She was born in 1941. Anne Margaret. She was in that movie Bye Bye Birdie with Bobby Rydell. Bobby and I talked about that too. Anne Margaret, happy birthday to you. And Bobby Rydell, by the way, celebrated a birthday 2 days before her. His birthday was on the 26th or the 28th. All right. So, and I already wished Bobby Rydell a happy birthday. I spoke to his wife the other day. I said, just tell Bobby happy birthday for me. Cecil James McNeely, James McNeely, born July 29th. That was yesterday. Born July 29th, 1927. Wasn't he a big blues singer, wasn't he? James McNeely. Also, Hassel Atkins was born April 29th, 1937. And Duke Ellington, real name was Edward Kennedy Ellington. Duke Ellington was born yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but the date would have been yesterday would have been his birthday. He was born in 1899. Duke Ellington, one of the greatest jazz musicians in the world, along with Count Basie, his good friend. Willie Hugh Nelson, you know him as Willie Nelson. He was great for his songs On the Road Again and all kinds of great songs, country western songs, and he was good for his songwritings too. He wrote that song for Elvis Presley. You Were Always on My Mind. You know, he wrote that. He wrote that. Any is funny. How Time Slips Away. He wrote that one, and a lot of great other songs he did. John Miguel Horton. We know him as Johnny Horton. Johnny Horton was big. He was born April 30th, which he would have been 96 today. And Johnny Horton was famous for his song "The Battle of New Orleans," and of course he did also the song that was in a movie, and it was called "The Battle of Republic" or something like that. The Battle of New Orleans and Sink the Bismarck. Yeah, that movie. And he again was born on this day. Would have been, as I said, 96 years old. Johnny Horton. And let's see who else do we have. Let's see. Oh, Jimmy Hugh Lorden. Jimmy Hugh Lorden was born May 1st, 1928. And he was professionally known as Sonny James. And there you go. Let's see. They had two dates here, but yeah, born 1928. Thomas Wayne Hopkins, or I should say Thomas J. Hancock. Thomas Wayne Hancock was born May 1st, 1965. And he was Wayne Hancock III. Okay. Also born on this day, and these are my picks too, we had Merrill Osmond, one of the Osmond brothers. He's 65 today. Bobby V was the one that did Blue, all kinds of songs. Not Blue Velvet, that was Bobby Vinton. But he did, songs like, I don't know, Take Good Care of My Baby, one of those songs, and all kinds of songs. He was big back in the 60s. He would have been 78 today. Johnny Farina, known as part of Santos and Johnny, or Johnny and Santos, he's 80 today. You know, they were famous for that song, Sleepwalk, right? There you go. And let's see, so that's it. And those are the past 2020 feature right there. That was for Peter, for Pete, DJ Pete. There you go. Listen, you can check out DJ Pete, all right? You can check him out on www.radio, airwaves.co.uk. You can check him out on Mondays at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Also catch him on WMPG Radio in Portland, Maine. If you can't pick it up in Portland, Maine, you can also go to the website www.wmpg.org. And every other Tuesday, he's on between 8:30 p.m. and 10 p.m., everything Eastern. So check those out. Thank you so much. We're going to wrap up the show, but I want to quickly say that if you want to check out some Turner Classic Movies this weekend, I have a few for you. And let me see if I can get them for you, if I have them around. Oh, yeah, you can check out Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. That's happening Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. White Heat with James Cagney, Saturday at 6 p.m. That's tomorrow night. And The Wizard of Oz, of course, that's on Turner Classic Movies Saturday at 8 p.m. Check out all of those movies. And, of course, you can check out, again, my podcast. And that's The Blue Cafe. And you can check that out. I will be there. And you can check out all the interviews with Jimmy Clanton, Bobby Rydell, and, of course, Bobby Wilson. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Coffee Hour. We'll return next week. Again, don't forget to check me out every Thursday for Talk Back Live. Brian Kemp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports. It's Talk Back Live Thursdays at 8 p.m. from 8 to 9 p.m. That's all Eastern, and it's right here on Facebook Live, on Facebook Live Radio. Other than that, again, I'll be back here next week at 10 a.m. for more of the Coffee Hour. And it's you, Brian Kemp, me, DJ Pete with his 2020 feature. And until then, you guys have a great weekend and a great day. And I'll see you all back here next week. Until then, have a good one. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.